about a year ago, I lost my grandfather. And emotionally, I was suddenly able to grieve for my dad. I wasn't able to really grieve when I was 13, and I suddenly was able to grieve at my grandfather's funeral because I, in that moment, was having to say goodbye to everyone that I lost. I lost my dad, I lost my mom's father, I lost my grandfather, I lost all my patriarchs. Yes, I lost my grandmother and my great-grandmother as well in those couple of years, but there was something in that final moment having to say goodbye at the funeral home where everything just came crashing down. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to say goodbye. And I still don't know how I was able to make it out of there. Because for the first time, I was really able to cry. And I was able to mourn. But in saying goodbye to my grandfather, I was saying goodbye to everybody. And it was kind of like that last little piece of the puzzle, and suddenly it's done, and I didn't know what else to do. And I felt like everything was over. Nothing was ever going to be the same, and I lost something that I really could not replace. I mean, I couldn't even fill the void anymore after I lost my dad by just talking to his father or talking to my other grandfather. I couldn't make that connection anymore. And I lost something, and I really didn't know how to move past it, because I knew that I was forever going to be changed after that moment, and that there really was no coming back from it. At 13, I was just kind of numb to the whole thing. And yeah, I cried, and I still cry about it, but there was something so final about having to say goodbye to my grandfather. And I miss him so much. I miss everybody. Well, my best friend and I were driving back to Tennessee. So I was in school at the time, or about to go back to school, and we barely made it into New Jersey before I started picking a fight with him and yelling and just getting so mad at him for no other reason than the fact that I was then having to I felt like suddenly I couldn't mourn again. Like, yeah, I cried at the funeral, but suddenly I just had to pack up all my stuff and start over and just move on so quickly, and I didn't like that. And I was so upset, and out of nowhere, I just started crying and crying and crying. And my best friend let me scream at him because he knew that there was obviously something much bigger going on. And he started to rub my back and put his hand over mine and just letting me cry everything out, everything that I was feeling. And suddenly some music started playing. And he was playing his favorite band. He was playing Coldplay. And it was Coldplay's Fix You. And I know that it was his way of telling me that he was going to help me. But at the same time, it was his way of telling me, Ari, you've gone through so much other things. And you can go through this again too. And no matter what happens, no matter what changes, you're going to be okay. and God's going to be here for you, your family's going to be here for you, your friends are going to be here for you, I'm going to be here for you. And just hearing the words that were coming up in the song, it was everything that I was feeling. That's why it's one of my favorite songs. There's that. But it's just a wonderful reminder that I've been getting, and a song that I keep listening to over these last couple of days, especially after Father's Day, celebrating for the first time without any males in my family. But yeah, no matter what's going on in our lives, no matter what kind of pain we're experiencing, we're going to be okay. There are some horrible things that I've experienced and I've witnessed. And yeah, I spent 3.5 years out of school, about, getting ready to graduate. And I left school. And it took me moving back to New York, having a random conversation with a coworker, to realize what it is that I've been wanting to do with my life this entire time. And I don't care how long it takes me to graduate at this point, but I know that these little moments that have happened in my life, these horrible, sometimes devastating moments that have happened in my life, have also helped build this very joyful character, because I have to find joy and hold on to every little bit of it. And these horrible experiences have made me a stronger person. And hopefully one day my story can be told. And hopefully one day I can change people's lives and help people and help them write their own and overcome their situations and overcome the cards that they've been dealt. Because sometimes we get given cards and it's like the worst hand in the world. I mean, you're talking about getting like 4 4s. I was going to say 4 2s because that would be more, but just, do you choose to fold and give up? Do you choose to bluff your way and lie to yourself and lie to everybody around you? Or do you keep playing and keep trading cards and keep switching this and switching that until you build a better hand for yourself? I know that's what I'm doing, and because for a long time I was bluffing, and there was a lot of times I wanted to fold. But right now I am building a life for myself and going on an emotional and personal journey, and that I am so excited for. Finally having answers and finally knowing what it is that I want to do, and finally facing certain things I wasn't ready or wanting to face. Because I've been through the gutter, and surprisingly I'm coming out cleaner on the other side.